name's Daniel and you're watching Hiking and Survival in Japan. Despite Japan being an exotic location to come on holidays with sights, sounds and smells, we have to bear in mind that Japan has more earthquakes than any other country in the world. 20% of the biggest earthquakes that ever happen here in Japan. Okay, so here are my top 10 tips to help you be prepared. Number 1. Contact your embassy in Japan. Let them know when you're coming and where you'll be staying. In the event of a disaster, it's easier for them to contact you and also then to be able to communicate with loved ones back home. Number 2. Download different apps for your phone to help you with any emergency when you come to Japan. There's a variety of different types of apps out there which can help you when coming to a different country. Some of these though are mainly just in Japanese, so be careful. A pretty good website to actually find and keep on your phone as well is the Japanese Weather Forecast Agency. They have a website in English which will tell you of any disasters or earthquakes in your area. They also notify you of heavy rain warnings and also of typhoons that may be coming. Tip number 3. Write down important names, contact addresses and other information that you want to keep with you at all times on a piece of paper and stick it with your passport. Passport is one document that you're always going to keep with you at all times, make sure that it's protected. So having that information with it makes it very, very handy. It means then that there is a disaster or that there is an emergency and you have to contact somebody, or people have to contact your friends or family back home on your behalf. The information is there with your passport. Okay, so here's tip number 4. Anytime you go out and everywhere you go, bring 3 items with you. That is very important. Item number 1 is water. Rule of 3. You can live 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Water is very important. You can get this at any convenience store or any vending machine. Vending machines are everywhere in here in Japan and very easy to use, so there's no excuse not to have water with you at all times and keep it with you. Item number 2, a mini first aid kit. Don't be reliant on popping down to the local drugstore or pharmacy. Make sure you have something with you at all times. But be very careful with what medication you bring with you, because certain medications are illegal here in Japan, so check that out before you come. Item number 3 is a flashlight. Doesn't matter what type of flashlight it is, something small, good batteries, and it works. These 3 items should be with you at all times. White light, really small, easy to fit, and a small little day pack that you can bring with you at all times. You never know when an earthquake's going to hit. Okay, tip number 5. Find out how to take screenshots on your smartphone. Then when you're planning your route for the day and where you're going to go through Google Map, you can take photographs of the area that you're going to. That way they're saved onto your phone. You never know, once there's been a disaster, are you going to have a telephone signal or a Wi-Fi connection? Having the photographs stored on the phone of where you're going can get you out of a lot of trouble. Okay, so here is tip number 6. When an earthquake occurs, get under a table, place your hands firmly over your head. Be mindful to stay away from windows or glass doors. If a table is not available, you can also then use a doorway, again placing your hands firmly over your head. Okay, so Japan is quite prepared for most disasters, and dotted around the place you will find information maps like the one behind me telling you of different safety zones, and as we're near the sea will also then tell you of how far inland a tsunami is likely to come in this area. Tip number 7. In the event of a tsunami warning in your location and you're beside the sea, your best bet is to find the tallest building in your location. Bearing in mind, if the building has survived the initial earthquake, you will not be able to use elevators and you'll have to use the emergency stairs to get to the higher points of the building. Tip number 8. Okay, so you survived the major earthquake or tsunami. What to do next? All around the place you'll find maps like these. These maps tell you where to go to in case of an earthquake or tsunami. These are safe zones that are indicated on the map. Make your way there. If you're not too sure, follow other people. Everyone will end up going to one of these safe zones. Tip number 9. Okay, once you've got to the safe zone, follow instructions. People will slowly move from these safe zones to other safe areas. Here in Japan, schools and community centres are specially made to withstand very high earthquakes, and these places people will go to. Once you're there, you'll have to register yourself, and you'll be given a place to stay, and you'll be given something to eat and to drink and blankets and bedding. Stay there and just wait. Follow the instructions of the people there. Finally, tip number 10. Okay, you're now hopefully in the actual community centre or school and you're safe. Okay, now it's time to contact your embassy to let them know that you're safe and to contact friends and family back home. As soon as Wi-Fi or internet comes back up, you'll be able to do this, but do remember that services have been damaged and it might take some time. So if you can use a phone or find other ways of contacting your embassy and letting people know back home that you are safe, do so.